All right, welcome back. 7.1 on polynomials. This is a part 2. Today's all going to be about adding and subtracting pairs of polynomials. That's what we're working on today. So stay tuned and be ready for some questions along the way. All right, so our first example is going to be about adding polynomials. We'll do a couple of those and then we'll try subtraction. So our first example is 2x to the third minus 5x squared plus x. That's our first polynomial, and we're going to add that polynomial to 2x squared plus x to the third minus 1. Now, what you're going to notice in these problems is inside the parentheses is going to be one polynomial. So our first polynomial would be like this guy here, and our second one would be this guy here, all right? So as we're doing this, that's just when it's talking about adding two polynomials together, we should know what those two polynomials are. Now, the way we're going to add polynomials is by what's called combining like terms. And you've probably seen this before where you combine the x's together and add the coefficients, and then combine the y's, and then combine like the z's, say, and add the coefficients. Today we're going to be doing it with like terms are the ones that have the same variable to the same exponent. So for instance, 2x to the third and x to the third would be a like term. Negative 5x squared would be a like term with plus 2x squared. And then plus x, there's actually no term that just has regular x's in it. There's x to the thirds, there's x squareds, but that's the only one with just a regular x, so it's going to stay by itself. And then we have this minus 1 that's also kind of by itself, that's going to stay by itself. So what we have here is I'm going to start with by combining my two terms that have x to the third. I'm going to start with the highest degree and work down. So I have 2x to the third, and remember degree means the number in the exponent, plus x to the third. And what we're going to do is we're going to add the coefficients. And x to the third is equal to 1x to the third. So when I combine 2 plus 1, it'll make 3x to the third. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my x squareds, and I have minus 5x squared plus 2x squared. And so minus 5 and a plus 2, when we combine that together, that'll make negative 5 plus 2 makes a minus 3, right? Because I have 5 minuses and 2 pluses for a balance of negative 3. And then the nice thing here kind of is those last two parts are going to stay because they have nothing to combine with. So I have a plus x and a minus 1 with nothing to combine. So they're going to stay just as is in the answer. So for an adding or subtracting polynomials questions, what it's similar to in your past is combining like terms. All right, so let's try a second one. And so we have 3x squared plus x minus 6, and we're going to add x squared plus 4x plus 10. So we're going to kind of work through this one together here. My first like term I have is 3x squared plus x squared. And so when I add 3x squared plus x squared, that's going to make a 4x squared. The next like term I have is just the x's, so I have a plus x and a plus 4x. So when I combine just that blue part, x and 4x, what's that going to add to? So x plus 4x, add that in and enter your answer when you're ready. Yeah, so 1 plus 4 is going to make a 5x here. And then my last part is negative 6 and plus 10. So negative 6 and plus 10. When I add those together, negative 6 and plus 10, what is that going to make? So work out the problem, negative 6 plus 10, the two green like terms, and enter your answer when you're ready. Yeah, if we work that out, we'd have 10 pluses and 6 minuses for a balance of 4 pluses. So it's going to be a plus 4. So our answer in the end is going to be 4x squared plus 5x plus 4. That's going to be kind of our general strategy. We're going to combine the like terms and then add the coefficients. So you're going to try one just like example 1 and 2 where we add the polynomials on example 3. All right, so here's one for you to try. We have two polynomials, 5x squared plus x plus 2 and 2x squared plus 3x plus 9. We're going to combine the like terms, so go ahead and add those polynomials. When you add two polynomials, you get a polynomial as your answer. And so go ahead and enter that resulting polynomial once you have it. So enter your answer when you're ready. All right, so I kind of reorganized this for you. I have the red terms that we're going to combine, the x squareds, the blue terms, which is the x's, and then the green terms, which is just the numbers. 5x squared plus 2x squared is going to make a 7x squared. X plus 3x is going to make a 4x, and 2 plus 9 is going to make 11. And so in total, our answer should be 7x squared plus 4x plus 11. All right, so the next kind of topic here is we're going to need to be able to subtract polynomials. So adding and subtracting go hand in hand. The only difference is when we combine the like terms, we're going to subtract the coefficients instead of adding them. And a trick that I like to use is called adding the opposite, and that makes sure that we subtract the like terms because the double negatives confuse people a lot. And how adding the opposite works is I'm going to set this subtraction problem up as an addition problem, because really what I want to do is I want to subtract off all three of these parts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite it, but instead of 3x squared, I'm going to put a plus a negative. So instead of minus 3, I'm going to say add negative 3x squared. Instead of subtract negative 2, subtract negative 2 is a double negative, which is the same as a plus. So subtracting negative 2 is the same as adding positive 2. And the same thing here, subtracting negative 8 is going to be the same as adding positive 8. So my strategy is I'm going to add the opposite sign. So I'm going to change subtraction to addition, and I'm going to change each sign from either positive to negative or negative to positive only in that second polynomial. The first polynomial is going to remain the same. So that's the only real difference. I'm going to just change my subtracting problem, a problem I haven't learned how to do yet, into an adding problem, which I already learned. And then I can just combine the terms, right? I have 4x squared and minus 3x squared, which is the same as the last one. 4 minus 3 makes 1x squared, so I can just write x squared. Then I have minus 3x and plus 2x. So minus 3x and plus 2x, negative 3 plus 2 adds to a minus 1x, or just minus x. And then a plus 5 and a plus 8 is going to add 5 plus 8 to make 13. So I end up with x squared minus x plus 13 as my answer. So again, I subtract two polynomials. My strategy is going to be to add the opposite signs of the second polynomial, and I'll get a polynomial as my answer resulting similar to when I added. All right, let's try another subtracting one. So 4x squared plus 5 as my first polynomial, minus negative 2x squared plus 2x minus 4 as my second. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to change it right away to adding opposite signs. So I'm going to change my subtraction to addition. And I'm going to change my three signs then to add the opposite signs in the second one. So positive, and then a positive change to negative 2, and a negative change to a plus 4. So I'll end up with adding positive 2x squared minus 2x plus 4. And then my first polynomial is 4x squared plus 5. So that's kind of like a good setup for us here. And then we're going to go ahead and need to combine the like terms. And so my first like term to combine is 4x squared plus 2x. So go ahead and combine that one, 4x squared plus 2x squared. When we add that, figure out what we're going to get and enter your answer when you're ready. Yeah, it's going to be 6x squared. Then the second term I have, and if I go down by degree, x squared would be just x to the 1, which would be this term. I don't have any other term that has just x's in it, so I'm just going to leave it as minus 2x. And then my last part is adding a plus 5 and a plus 4. So a plus 5 and a plus 4 is going to add to a plus 9. So I'm left with 6x squared minus 2x plus 9 as my resulting polynomial as the answer. So again, when we're subtracting, we're going to add opposite signs. and then combine the like terms by adding the coefficients together. One left for you to try on your own. It's going to be a subtraction problem. It's going to follow along just like those two examples on subtraction that we just had. All right, here's one for you to try. 6x squared plus 9x minus 2 is our first polynomial, and we're going to subtract the polynomial 3x squared plus 4x minus 10. So go ahead and work that one out. Subtract the two polynomials and enter your answer when you're ready. All right, so taking a look at this one, I changed my subtraction to addition in yellow there, and then I changed all three signs to -3, -4, and plus 10 in that second polynomial. Then once I did that, I can go and combine the coefficients. Using my red one, 6x squared minus 3x squared makes a positive 3x squared. And then looking at my blue one, 9x minus 4x makes a plus 5x. And then looking at my greens, minus 2 and plus 10 is going to make a plus 8. So we should have gotten 3x squared plus 5x plus 8. Hopefully you have a good understanding now of how to add and subtract polynomials. We're just kind of looking at that one procedure for today. The big ideas homework is going to be very similar to that for section 7.1. So go ahead and start that when you're ready. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you next time.